to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming to this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another game like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught. They were in rhythm. You have to find some creative ways to get him off his spots and make him feel uncomfortable.
The Owls are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Quarterback on the keeper. Tough sliding in there. Picks up the fumble, but still needs 2 more on 4th down.
That's got to hurt for the offense because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy 1st down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this team?
Makes a grab, pass the marker. Turning it on. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
He'll pull it down and run. He'll be shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And one of the things I love about this defense is their speed. And they knew coming into the game that they were going to see quarterback run, but that time they had him all bottled up, and they were able to use their speed to make him go east and west and run him out of bounds. Not a great game.
Open space at the 25. And he ran away from the crowd, and they'll take it in. Touchdown, Fauls.
And this defense really wanted to come out and set the tone and be physical, but the offense did that. They took control. They own the line of scrimmage. They create the big explosive run on the first drive to really set the tone in this football game.
On the move from inside his 5. The coverage team maintained his discipline, not much doing on that return. So Illinois' offense will go to work for the first time. They'll run it from the gun. Solid gain to get him out close to the 20. Pick up a 5 to the 19. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Here we go. Looking to fire. Finds the tight end. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Makes the grab on the left. He's out past the 35. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big 3rd down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible. That last throw is really going to help out your team.
Illinois coming back to the line with a 1st and 10. Looking for space. It's Durant. That
know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
The play action fake. Bring in the heat. Had to throw it before he wanted. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got him there quick.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
Man, this home crowd was so jacked up, so excited to finally get the football after giving up points on the first drive and having to be quiet. Now they're quiet again. How about the defense coming in here, shutting this crowd up early and doing their job?
Makes a nice grab at the 25. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Making side adjustments here. Looking downfield on first down. Buys a little time with his feet. The throw. Makes the catch and steps out of bounds, but short of the first down marker. And the Owls can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find the rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here in the game.
To the air on first down. Here comes the heat. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
They'll go back to the air on second down.
Jeez.
That one up for grabs and into traffic. Fortunate to get it back.
Great coverage, great break. He had a chance to really make a big play, maybe even take that thing back to the house. Some guys, we like to hit people more than we like to catch balls.
Got it in the middle. It's Newton. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Florida Atlantic has the offense humming. Power football with the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. So no room to run there, and you wonder after that loss on first down where they turn now.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important for the defense to win these first downs, right? You want to create negative plays to make this offense so much more predictable.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down.
Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. A great catch and run for 6. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way. times you get a DB matched up on him, he can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
On the run from inside his own 5. He goes out of bounds on that return right at the 20-yard line. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
It's complete to the right. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
When I see the defense in man coverage, I'm trying to get my fast guy versus their worst corner. Trying to get a great matchup on the outside, take advantage of it to make big plays.
Gives it on the option. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. The give to the back. He breaks the tackle. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Play fake. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man to the left. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida Atlantic has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Period, 1st down here. Give to the back. They get him down top run, picks up 4. They'll mark it at the 19.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
They'll send the back in motion. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. The quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to lift and find another play in the red zone. He'll be 3rd down.
And that goes down as a completion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the receiver will be very happy with the decision to put that. He got outside the pocket. So he's outside the tackle box. He's a move to throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another.
Got some room in him to the goal line. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. The Illinois offense returns to the field. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. He'll throw it. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
This This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Throws to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball, terrific catch, and they'll have the first down. Fast completion, move the sticks, and let's see if they try it again.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Illinois can be aggressive here on second and short. Wants to throw again. It's completely right side. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift.
It's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Looking to throw on first down. It's on target and complete. He's there to make the stop, and not before. He sets up this offense first and goal from the 7.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on third down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
In thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play uptight.
Who's guarding that zone? It's terrible.
Third and goal situation, this quarterback here thinking, I got to find Mr. Dependable. Who is that? It's always the tight end. He does a nice job on the route. He's a really big target. That was a smart decision by the quarterback, and it ends up being a touchdown.
And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. A 69-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action attack.
The Owls with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Going to swing it on second down. Fires to the big fella. Oh, the sweet spin. He's free.
Good play by the defense. Way to wrap him up. Way to know where the sticks are. Now puts you in a successful position for third down. Now you can break out the front packages, the blitzes, a little more speed, a little fast guys in the field.
Make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Lets it fly.
Still. All the way.
And you see them there taking a shot. I think the thought process is, look, we've had so much success early in Let's see if we can now take advantage of this defense, throwing the ball over their head. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing downhill trying to stop that. If we get the one-on-one opportunities to the outside, we have got to take shots. That one fell incomplete, but they should keep trying this as the game goes on.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles into the ground. The Fighting Illini with options here on 2nd and short. They go to the ground. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. Looking to throw on first down. Makes it grab. Just feeding his pants to the defense as he gets it to the 36.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Let's see what they've got on 2nd down.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. Took a shot as he threw. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
That'll be enough for a first down, and they got it up the 16-yard line. And he was able to break one tackle, Jesse, and almost got away from another.
Man, this secondary, this defense, they better pack a lunch. When this guy has the football, you've got to get bodies to him. They better wrap up those legs.
Get it?
Oh, the offense fortunate to fall on that one, and they'll live to fight another play.
Good
Picks up
awareness
the
by
ball.
the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding to just kind of jump on it, make sure you keep possession.
The Illini just added to its workload after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Deep shot for the end zone. And good coverage there and knock it away and deny the score.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting it forward.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice, just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Here's a hit. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Couldn't find any more room up the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 36.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism. He showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
Grab near the marker. It's Mims. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Steps away to find some room. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
This time he's got it.
A nice job by the QB catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Quick completion on the out. They bring him down, but not before he gets a first down at the 35. The offense will quickly use a timeout. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a first and goal. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. They will try to get it in with the run. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half.
And on that play on the RPO, they had the look they wanted, but up front, they just could not get the job done. You see linemen losing their one-on-one battles. There was nowhere for that running back to go.
After getting nothing done on first down, second and goal from the 6. Now on the option. Now the pitch. Touchdown! Florida Atlantic! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
They want to throw it. Quick strike complete. Into the end zone for the two-point conversion as they extend the lead.
Gotta love the execution. Not easy to throw down here, but the quarterback made a good read, accurate throw, and they come away with 2 points.
He'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They'll move the tight end. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Back to pass on second down. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been taking in a magnificent scene there today in Champaign. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player.
And the coverage team gets to return on the ground. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way.
Oh, he's got some space.
Oh.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
He's looking deep. Catch and strike. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Why are you running backwards when I push triangle?
That shows you the importance of the run game and balance on offense. They run the football. Next play, they come back. Safeties, linebackers,
it. It's Ayers. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. This lead that they've been working with is dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing room on this drive. First play of the drive wants to throw. He's going to throw deep right side. He's got it at the 20. And the eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Well, if you were wondering if this offense was going to be more conservative in the second half after all the success they had in that first period, think again. They waste no time taking a shot on their opening drive early on. They've already scored a touchdown here. This defense continues to be on their heels.
The give. He's not going to make it. Stop short of the goal line, and they are unable to extend this lead any further. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. The returner will field it and bring it back. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. The Illinois offense returns to the field. They haven't had a whole lot of production nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far, and if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right. There he goes! Makes mistakes, and he may get more. They make the start, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Illegal block in the back. Okay.
Some penalties hurt a little bit more or a lot more than other ones. That one wipes out a huge game. Defense looks like they're about to bring the house. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Illinois needs a big play here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it down the middle. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense. Their own 39-yard line.
You run the slant route day one, and this is something that the quarterback and the wide receiver has done 100 million times out there on the field in the offseason. I see man-to-man coverage. I know I can run the slant. Boom, stick my foot in the ground, throw it, completion to my wide receiver.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes
receivers got to be on the same page, and you got to know when to throw that curl route. It's got to be on time, right when the wide receiver breaks so the DB can't catch up. Nice job, QB and wide receiver, being on the same page, getting some positive yards.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
On the set.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down.
Over.
Looking to fire. Makes the grab. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
I'll tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. You saw it on that last play.
Now the play fake.
Oh,
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
Man, this defensive end is a monster. I mean, you've seen his athleticism and his speed and his bend and his flexibility. He now has 2 sacks, and there's still a lot of football to play.
Zeke.
Illinois lining up to punt this one away. He'll try to really get into this one. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Wants to throw on first down. Zings it complete to the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
He's got his man. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
It's so hard to tackle these fast guys in the open field. And you see when you duck your head and you're going to try to hit somebody, you can't see him anymore. Ducks his head a little bit. Next thing you know, broken tackle, guys getting extra yards.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Looking to scramble. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. He'll keep it himself. Quarterback gets him up. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. This Florida Atlantic offense is moving quickly.
Base 27 jump.
Looking downfield on first down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to make the play.
Nine receivers like to get hit. They just don't. Okay? They're proven out. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You can tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you can see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Florida Atlantic tries to move the chains on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it. First down and more. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. Now the chance to pay off that big play from just outside the 5. There's some pressure. Got it set up on the outside. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. And the pummeling has started.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target, accurate throw, and 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
Little touch pass to the receiver. He's got the two-point conversion, and they build on that lead. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. That is not what he had in mind on that return as he goes out of bounds and leaves the offense with terrible field position at the 8. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. Using his legs, it's Durant. Defense is there to greet him again, and they are ready, and he has found nowhere to run tonight. The Illini just added to its workload after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Off play action. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Offenses are doing such a great job now with putting so many wide receivers on the field that they get good matchups and they just attack you to make big plays.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Makes the move down the middle. All down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dig and dump inside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Illinois can be aggressive here on 2nd and short. They'll go right back to the run. Breaks the tackle. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Illinois move the chains on the ground. Let's see if they run behind that big offensive line again. The give out of the gun. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Yeah, and it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Illinois had a chance to think it over, and they'll open the final period, going for it on 4th down. Has to get there to move the sticks. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
I know there's a lot of play callers that try to throw the football there on 4th and 2, but they decided to run it, and that was a great call. First down.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll run it from the gun. Hard running there. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
To the air on 2nd down. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
This has been a rough night for this offensive line. Man, they have not protected their quarterback. Everything starts with the big guys up front. That's their 5th sack given up of the game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
Outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now, late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the ball.
They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now on 2nd and goal.
More base bait. More base bait.
Wants to go up top. Big guy smells it. Touchdown Owls. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You get back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Thanks to grab. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get 2 bodies, forcing...
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Fighting Illini with options here on 2nd and short.
Moves.
Back to pass. Quickly to the tight end. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
He's in the middle. It's Durant. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Unloads to the right. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. They just keep firing. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
It's 1st and goal as Illinois comes to the line. Goes straight ahead. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown!
This is so good.
Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead, how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
That's right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
And they did tack on the extra point. He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. To the air on first down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Fires on the move. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
It's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Escapes the pressure to his right. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together. And the Owls come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Might be calling a hot route. In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Newton. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the touchdown.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the first down. Target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the first down marker is. Make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision to make.
On fourth down, looking to pass. It's complete to the left. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Owls will hustle to the line. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. This offense will snap it from the 42 on first and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Going for the big play. Pulls in the deep ball. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. Florida Atlantic goes to work with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Throws toward the end zone. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
So now it's second and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Finds a soft spot in the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain here. Still a bit short of the first down. And the Owls are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They're going to run it. Picks up enough to give them first and 10 from the 13. No huddle offense to the line. Wants to go up top on first down. Keeps looking downfield. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's forced out of bounds, close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
And how about this quarterback, man? He's showing you a little bit of everything. He's had a great day throwing the football, spinning it around, scoring touchdowns.
And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Trying play action. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. He makes the grab for the 2. I don't know why you need to go for 2 there, but they do, and it's successful.
And it's more common to throw for the 2-point conversion than it is to run anymore. So you practice these a lot. You can tell. Nice timing, nice rhythm, in sync, nice 2-point conversion.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. This drive will open from the 15. Wants to throw on first down. Tight end finds a soft spot.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people are going to like. Hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. And it's another 1st and 10 play. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab. One big play can really flip the script of a drive. It's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Defense will take a timeout with 28 seconds left. The Illini just added to its workload after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. What a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate. And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline.